football here at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. Today, a good battle in the AFC North. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Evan McPherson getting this one started. Off we go from Cincinnati. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at the young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow.
Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected. The rookie from Colorado on target with that throw. His guys have a first down.
A gain of 19 yards.
So we heard about this budding connection all the way back in training camp in the summer. So it's nice to see those reps starting to translate on game day. And I think these two might have a real together. And the more plays they make, the more we're going to see that confidence grow. Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes. That's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth with the receivers saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
So he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up
3rd and 6.
It's not often that you see a running back be the one that the defense decides to double team in the passing game, but to me this feels like the defense was tipped off. They knew what was coming. They knew where the quarterback was going with the ball, and they were able to put a stop to this one really before it got going.
And that is incomplete. Simmons was the intended target. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
I think he predetermined that third. Coverage was tight to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And this is going to work out just fine. Kick goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. So here come the Bengals. And Greg, there is no denying the talent of this man. Joe Burrow led the league in passing yards and touchdowns a season ago.
The coaches spend all week, Mike, drafting up their opening script. These are the plays that they feel the best with to not only attack the defense early, but try to get an idea of what sort of matchups they're going to see throughout the course of the game. Now, all of that is thrown out the window. None of the plays take into account snapping it this close to your own goal line. They've got to try to get themselves some breathing room, pick up a first down or two. That will allow them to get back on track, executing the rest of that opening script. Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Looking down the field there, but it falls incomplete.
I know it fell for an incompletion, but pretty impressive. He was able to push that ball really far downfield as he was being hit. A lot about the arm strength that this quarterback has.
3rd down, they need 5. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Andre Iosivas was the intended receiver. And it's going to lead to 4th down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
A fair catch called for and taken out beyond the 45-yard line. The Browns offense ready now for their second drive. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. On the ground, here's Dylan Sampson. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Barrett, harder that time. There to make the play. Going to get a stoppage here. We have an injured Bengal on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. He'll stay on the ground with Sampson. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Clearly the plan on offense was to establish the run a little bit on this drive, Mike, but the defense is having none of it. 1st and 2nd down stop, no gain. Now it brings up a 3rd and long. We'll see if they try something else.
On 3rd down, Sanders. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target. And now it's 4th down.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Bengals offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They had a disappointing, quick 3-and-out drive, so they'll try it again here in a scoreless game with 1st and 10. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Burrow to the left side. Caught by Chase. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29, here's 2nd and a yard. Now some movement up front, and we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. That's on the 2024 first-rounder of Marius Mims.
Still 2nd down.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. Now, Burrow. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Shelby Harris getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down.
Well, as they face this possible 3-and-out following that 2nd down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Here's Burrow. Throw on the run is complete. He's going to be brought down very close to that line to gain. They're going to mark him just a bit. And now it's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
When you're willing to throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you know what that's? The decision to go for it on 4th down has already been made. If you're able to pick it up with yards after the catch, great. But if not, it's a 4th and short, and you give yourself a realistic shot of converting on this 4th down.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Browns offense starting to trot out for this next possession. And so far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. First and 10 now from the 36. On the zone read, here's Sanders to keep it. Get him down at the Bengals 35. That pickup good for 29 yards.
And the Browns.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
He'll be out of bounds. Decent pickup of 5 on first down.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
Oh, run with Sampson. He'll push forward for about a yard. Big T.J. Slayton on the tackle.
The tackle by T.J. Slayton. A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd down, 3 to go. From the gun, it's Sanders. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
This is where you see the frustration amongst the big guys up front really start to pile on. Collectively, individually, you do your job at a high level, but it's still going to go down in the stat sheet as a sack after, for the most part, doing a pretty good job.
Kevin Stefanski going to turn to his field goal unit. This is going to be from 53 yards out. His kick is good. And the Browns are out to an early 3-0 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Charlie Jones now to return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Bengals offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. And so far, 2 drives, 2 punts, no first downs. Not a winning formula as they start drive number 3. They'll run it for the first time with Chase Brown. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Brown. Room to run at the 40. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That one good for 26 yards.
And the Bengals first down.
There's a combination of footwork and vision. His ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
They go play action for Burrow. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one, and it'll be 2nd down.
I love taking a shot downfield, especially after that previous play results in such a long run. I mean, the ability to create an explosive offense both on the ground and through the air. That's what every single team strives for in the NFL, and I like the way this possession's working out.
He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3. Throwing is Burrow. And he'll just have to throw this one away. There was nowhere to go downfield. And now it's going to bring up a 4th down.
And there's a great example of the pressure altering the quarterback's plan. They need to continue to get him off his spot, continue to make him speed through those progressions. I think if they can continue to do that, they're going to find good success.
McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals will tie the game at 3 apiece.
And that's really well done here, Mike. I mean, everything's in rhythm. A good snap, a good hold, and a good kick ties this game.
So the field goal ties things up, and we're back at it as this kicks away. He'll start at the 4. Yeah, now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
Oh, looking end zone, but it is out of the reach of the receiver and incomplete.
I can sit up here all day, Mike, and we can talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
Now Brown. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up 3rd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1. Gesicki, the man in motion. They'll run here with Brown. Chase Brown, touchdown Cincinnati. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Bengals take a 10-3 lead.
Browns 3.
On is McPherson to kick this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Here's Sanders to throw. He'll get this complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
Not much happening there, just a short gain.
He's brought down by Barrett Carter. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 8. Now it's Sanders. That's complete on the tight end screen. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8
yards.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Inside run with Sampson. They converge on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. Josh Newton in there on the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. Pass caught by Bond. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. We're trying to run here with Sampson.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here early.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run the sneak, and he's going to have a Browns first down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the 4th down conversion.
That's another Browns first down. A gain of 1 yard.
So some early intrigue as we have reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Bengals on top. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. Start of the second. Browns in control of the football. Here's 1st and 10 as we are ready to get back underway. On the ground, it's Sampson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. First down, right back to Sampson. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 15-yard line.
Once again, it's Sampson. And I don't think he got that wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at 3rd down.
14-yard line. It's a gain of 1 yard, and it's 3rd down.
The quarterback with the sneak. And he is going to have a Browns first down. Able to get the third down conversion.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
That's to the end zone, where it's incomplete. What a job in covering, muscling that one free. It'll be second down now.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
And that one is incomplete, but a penalty flag is down. Could they have called the push-off there?
Still second down.
From the gun, it's Shador. Open man, that is Bond. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down. Coming up.
10 yards.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
From the gun on third down. Sanders. That is caught. And he's in. Isaiah Bond. Touchdown Browns.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
An extra point attempt to follow. It's up and through. And the Browns will tie things up. It's now 10-10. So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Bengals take over first.
The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. Gesicki, the man in motion. A carry here for Brown. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
At the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6. Burrow. He'll find Chase. That's complete. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
That's good.
Well, it wasn't the most exciting throw of the day, but I want you to watch, Mike, is the suddenness of the route runner. Change of speed, change of direction. Those are the qualities of great route runners, and this guy's certainly one of them.
On the ground, it's Brown. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. Shelby Harris to make the tackle.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
from the 42-yard line. Here's second down and 7. Burrow now. This one caught by Chase. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Burrows from out of the gun here on third down. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
5-yard gain on the play. And the Bengals first down. First and 10.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get it into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Brings up second and 5 at the Browns' 45-yard line.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's second and 5. Play action now. It's Burrow. Throw here down the field. Will fall. Incomplete.
Every team has those vertical shots, Mike. They're on the call sheet and they feel like they can get behind the defense. I think that was one of them and just couldn't quite connect downfield because he had pretty good separation.
Here now, third and 5. Back to throw, Burrow. That is caught. Finding Higgins. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. That's his third catch of this first half and good enough for a first down.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
By Brown out of the backfield. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Great example of first down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly second down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
A good spot here, second and a yard. The tight end Fant in motion. So second down, and they'll run it. And the Bengals are going to have it first and goal. He'll take this down to about the 3.
12 yards. That's good for a Bengals first down.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves first and goal.
Burrow to throw. Here's a screen set up for P-Rock. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Samaje P-Rock. Touchdown, Bengals. On is McPherson for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Bengals go up by 7. It is now 17-10.
17. Browns 10.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Browns on offense ready to take over once again. They find themselves trailing 17-10 now as they come up with first down and 10. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. That is intercepted. Picked off by Dax Hill. And he is going to score. A pick six for the touchdown.
That's about as bad as it can possibly get. Like, you're only one play into the drive. You're trying to establish a little early rhythm, get something going, and now you're jogging off the field watching your opponent celebrate in the end zone. So they're going to have to come back out here on offense pretty quickly, regroup, take a deep breath, and try to bounce back.
McPherson now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Bengals move out to a 24-10 lead.
Bengals 24, Browns 10.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do. They go play action with Sanders. Going for it all. That is brought in. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 74 yards. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Think back to the spring, Mike. We all watched the highlights of this guy's pro day, and you always question, why do they make these quarterbacks just rear back and throw it as far as they can? How often are they really going to do that? Well, when they do, like we saw here, it is a thing of beauty. He put that big arm on display with that last pass, and it winds up going for 6.
A try here for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Browns back within 7. It's 24-17. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Jones now on the return. Oh! And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with first and 10. King out of the gun, Burrow. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
Get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Oh, they try to go down the field with it, but it winds up incomplete.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal, but nice job by the defense being up to the task. Force the incomplete, brings up 4th down.
And some nifty running on the return. Picked up some good yardage before he was taken down. The Browns offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Sanders will throw it. He takes off.
That play had sack written all over it, so that's a great job by the quarterback, not only escaping the initial pressure, even though he doesn't gain a whole lot, he's able to pick up some positive yards for what looked like a disaster in the start.
So, from the 37, here's 2nd and 9. A give, it's Sampson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
3rd down and 9. Now, Shador. The pressure is too much, and he goes down.
And there was nothing exotic about that. I mean, they were just able to generate pressure without having to bring an extra rusher, and this offense now finds themselves staring at 4th down as a result.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Oh, hello! He is stopped in his tracks on that one. They made sure that return was not going any farther. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. The tight end, Fant, in motion. Boom. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and very quickly, a 1st down.
And with that run, this back is closing in on almost 100 yards for the game today, Mike. He's had a lot of those good chunk plays. This defense has not had a great answer for him so far.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 38-yard line.
So, 2 minutes to play in a back and forth first half. will come back to Cincinnati. In a moment, an enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's Burrow. Moving left. He's going to keep it himself. And Burrow not going to take any chances. Slides to a stop after picking up the first down.
That's good for a Bengals first down.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately the first down.
Complete to T. Higgins. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 18-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now, Burrow. Oh, the ball's out. The Browns say they have it, and they do. The defense comes up with a play in the red zone. Those active hands get to the quarterback, knock it out, and they come up with the recovery.
Mike, we see this from time to time down here when an offense is operating in the red zone. The field shrinks, coverage gets a little bit tighter, quarterbacks tend to hold the ball a little too long, and that's exactly what came back to bite them right here.
The Browns offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. He's going to run it. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. Clock will stop with 33 seconds to go until halftime.
These plays just kill you. Defense, the pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Sanders. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. On play action, Shador. Looking deep here for Tillman. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now it's Sanders. A throw. Right side taken by Njoku.
David Njoku. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and...
Halftime coming up. We'll get you down to Scott Hansen and our EA's Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half. Third quarter set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. Jones now on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Bengals offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. The third quarter begins with a run. And that play going nowhere. The defense all over that one. They'll bring them down for a big loss.
I'd like to see that running back be a little bit more decisive with his cut, Mike. You can see he was a little hesitant, and once you're late making that decision, you just kind of get strong laterally. Great job there by the defense, and he has no choice but to take that loss.
He's got the hookup to Mike Gesicki. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that first down.
It's now 3rd and
They may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
They bring Chase in motion. Burrow. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. Oh, looked like he may have hit a seam for a moment, but he's taken down after a solid return. The Browns offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. They'll start on the ground with Sampson. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Jordan Battle up from the safety spot makes the play.
Down by Jordan Battle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 42-yard line.
2nd down and 8. From the gun, it's Shador. There's a short throw caught by Njoku.
Pass complete to David Njoku. A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
Third and 5. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. He's got his man complete. That's Judy. They get 19 on that pass play. First down, Cleveland.
And the Browns, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup. Some defensive ends specialize in getting after the quarterback. Some defensive ends specialize in run game. This guy can really make an impact on both, as we saw here for that tackle for loss.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. To throw is Sanders. Pass caught by Bond. And he'll be very close to a 1st down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Sometimes it's hard to find your voice as a young player, but you can change that pretty quickly if he continues to make plays like we've seen here in this one.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. They'll try to sneak it here. Trying to find any CD can with the push. Too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
If you send your field goal unit on the field, Mike, it gives you a chance to chip away at this deficit. And I think I'm keeping my offense on the field. I'm going to one of my critical plays on my call sheet. Keep this drive alive. The hope is to come away with 6.
They'll go with the sneak. And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down. As they manage to convert, that'll keep this drive alive.
That's good for a
I love this call, Mike. You're basically asking yourself, can your offense beat this defense? And they know exactly what play is coming. And I'll tell you the answer, it's an emphatic yes. They run the quarterback sneak right up the gut, and they turn 4th down into a 1st.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. That is a gain of 15, and now it's 1st and goal.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get 1st down after 1st down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
They bring Judy in motion. That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. Wow, the coverage excellent there. It'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line. 2nd down and goal. Now, Sanders. Now, here comes the screen to Sampson. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Dylan Sampson. Touchdown, Cleveland. The extra point try forthcoming. He's got it. And the Browns will tie this game at 24.
24-24.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
The Bengals take over 1st.
Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. Both these offenses have been informal. Is the defense going to show up? Can anybody come up with a stop? All tied here in this 3rd quarter, and it's 1st and 10. For about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down.
Rodney Hickman on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
They go play action for Burrow. There's Fant open right side. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
This is a great example of why teams want to stay out of what they call passing downs, where a defense doesn't have to honor the run. In this case, they do, and man, the play-action pass just works off of that and can really lead to some chunk plays.
The tight end Fant in motion. He'll run here with Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, the defense gets a rare win. We've seen this ball carrier have his way on the ground pretty much all day today, Mike, and give credit to the defense. They were able to get back in the backfield with some penetration and bring them down for a loss.
Now a second down throw for Burrow. That's going to be incomplete. Hubbard very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force third down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Burrows him out of the gun here on third down. He's going to let it go deep for Chase. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line. It's another big play in a game that's had its share. 39 yards.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
And it's hardly an exaggeration when I say, Mike, that he's probably one of the most difficult individual assignments in the entire league. It's like playing football against that really good kid in your neighborhood. He's just hard to cover. Plays like this, it just shows how special he can be.
Schlesinger on the tackle. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7 at the 21-yard line.
From the 21, here's second and 7. Back to throw, Burrow. He'll step up and run. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a first down.
That's another Bengals first down. First and goal at the
This has been a
7-yard
great
line.
drive, and mostly at the hands of the man with the ball there. He thought about pulling the trigger on that one, thought better of it, decides to take off with his legs, and now he's going to have first and goal.
Now, Burrow. He'll work this out wide to Piro. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Samaje Piro. Touchdown, Cincinnati. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. The quarterback, with all of his eligible receivers available, uses the back out of the backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when your running back, Mike, is a valid threat in the passing game, man, it just gives you so many options. And in this case, it was the running back that was the open target. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
McPherson, good on the extra point. And the Bengals will go up by 7.
Browns 24.
After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The Browns offense and Shedeur Sanders getting set for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. They go 3 tight ends here on first and 10. On the ground, it's Sampson to start this drive. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
The tackle made at the 36-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 5. He'll stay on the ground with Sampson. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Demetrius Knight there on the tackle.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
Now a 3rd and 2. We're trying to run here with Sampson. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
A loss of a yard.
Really nice job here defensively, not only to get the penetration and to clog those run lanes, but they're able to take him down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. Here's Brown. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
And on 3rd down, what they're trying to do, Mike, is just get the ball out of his hands quickly and into the hands of one of his playmakers, but he just doesn't focus through the catch. Lapse of concentration, ends up in a drop, and falls incomplete.
A fair catch signaled and taken at about the 18-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll throw on 1st down with Sanders. That one down the field, but it is incomplete.
Initially, a nice job by the receiver. He actually was open downfield. He was able to get behind the defense, but the window closed up so quickly they couldn't get the ball to him. Prevents the big play.
2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. Now a ball deep, middle of the field. That is hard. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at the
A big
27-yard
play
line.
and a much-needed one as well. 54 yards. So, no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, first and 10. Here's Sanders to throw. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw, but think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
They'll try again here, second and 10. Again, it's Sanders. A throw there on second down, going to be incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Big play coming up. This is third down. It's complete. They get 15 on that game. It's a Browns first down.
That's good.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
A gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
Here's a second and 9. They go play action now with Sanders. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
They just have to be more creative with their route concepts, Mike. I mean, there's nobody open, nowhere to go with the ball, and quarterback's just forced to throw that one away.
Trying to keep a drive alive, going to have to convert on third and 9. And that is incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on third down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up fourth down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. Well, every bit helps as they draw just a little bit closer.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Bengals offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. From the 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. A quick throw, and the RPO is complete. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
T. Higgins. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 9. Working out of the gun, Burrow. To the left side. Caught by Chase.
Complete to number 1, Jamar Chase. No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and 9. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. 2nd time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way.
And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. Would put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Burrow to throw. This one not quite on target. Let him too much. That one falls incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jamar Chase. 3rd down coming up.
There's certain guys, Mike, that have earned the right to make those tight window throws. And that doesn't mean that he's not going to get himself into trouble from time to time, but we've seen throughout his career his ability to make throws that other guys are either uncomfortable or unable to make is a big reason why he's kind of in a class all of his own.
That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Browns offense and Shedeur Sanders getting set for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. There's a give up the middle for Sampson. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
On 2nd down, Sanders. The ball comes out. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sacked, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
They need one right now. 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Sanders. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the 1st down. It's going to bring up 4th down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on third down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
On the return is Jones. And it's a good return here, able to take it across the 50. Set up the offense with a short field. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. Pass caught. Gesicki on the right. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 39-yard line.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. Here's Burrow. He'll set up the screen to Brown. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
Complete to Chase Brown. That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. Trying to drive his way forward. I'm not sure he got there. Going to depend on the mark, but yeah, he's short. Short, and it's 4th down.
I think the decision of whether or not you kick the field goal or keep your offense on the field, Mike, comes down to, do you have a play on your call sheet you love? Do you have a critical down, 4th down play that you know is going to work? Because if you do, now's the time to dial it up. Be aggressive and extend this drive. So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
McPherson now, after making the field goal, is set to kick this one off. He fields it at the 8. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Browns offense getting set to get back to work. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. On play action, Shador. Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes. Dax Hill, the former first-round pick, up from the secondary to record the sack.
When you can bring cornerbacks on pressure, man, that changes everything for the defensive play caller. Offenses spend all week worrying about linebackers, defensive linemen. How are they going to protect the quarterback? But when you can time up a secondary pressure like this, man, oftentimes there's no answer for it.
To throw is Sanders. The second down throw is incomplete.
And you think back earlier, remember, Mike, he threw that pick 6 in a very similar situation. So this time around, much better decision, doesn't take any chances. Smart move to just throw that one away.
3rd and long. Now Shador. Downfield for Njoku. He's got it! And he's out of bounds, but they're going to spot this inside the 25.
58
A
yards.
big one here in the fourth quarter. That goes for 58.
First and 10 at the
Once he saw
21-yard
the
line.
defense, he knew that outbreaking route was going to be there. All he had to do was wait for his guy to get to the spot and drop the ball right in the bucket near the sideline.
And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Tillman, the man in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal. He's able to take it inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
9 yards. That's good for a Browns first down.
And the key to this balanced attack, like the one we're seeing here, Mike, is that everything looks the same. The defense is constantly on their heels as they try to diagnose what play's coming next. That level of unpredictability gives them...
And he will get into the end zone. Shedeur Sanders. Touchdown, Browns. A huge touchdown there in the fourth quarter, and now just a point away from tying the game.
And that's one of those drives, Mike, where you know your best is needed. Can you come through here late and give your team a chance? They're an extra point away from tying this thing up, and we got ourselves a ball game.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The kick is good, and that will tie this game here in the fourth quarter. All even. Fourth quarter, everything we've wanted. What's in store in the remaining time? Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago, and they'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with first down. Higgins sent in motion. Burrow now to throw on first down. Got 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
From the 35, here's second down and 2. There's that man again, another catch. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. A massive play here. Late, tie game, third down. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain.
It's a gain of a yard.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
On first and 10, Burrow. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield. Here comes second down. They'll drop to throw. Short one into the hands of Gesicki. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
3 brings up 3rd and 12.
Burrow now. He's got a receiver. It's Chase. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Second time they've connected on this drive. And 19 yards out of this one.
At the 44-yard line.
A clutch throw here to keep their chances alive. Tie ball game as they approach midfield now. They've got to keep an eye on the clock. They've got to find a way to get this ball into field goal range, stop the clock, and see if your kicker could be a hero.
The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
The tight end, Fant, in motion. Brown. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. And they'll get together prior to this second down play.
24-yard line.
To throw is Burrow. To the goal line and in. Andre Yosibas. Touchdown, Bengals.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
On is McPherson for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Bengals will go up by 7.
Makes the score Bengals 41, Browns 34.
So the lead is 7 now here in this fourth quarter. The tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff. Here comes a return from the 3. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They'll come up for first and 10. He'll run here. And he'll get about 4 to the 29.
Sampson, the Browns ball carrier. He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
Here's second down. They go play action with Sanders. Left side, he's got Njoku. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
First down.
They get 21 on that one. First down, Cleveland. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. He'll get that out wide to Sampson. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now. The clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the game.
Second and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
To throw again is Sanders. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it.
And while the play results in an incompletion, I think these are the type of decisions from a young quarterback that you're okay with. If the play's not there, if you don't feel good, throw the ball away, don't turn it over, and let's live for the next play call.
Throwing again is Sanders. That'll be incomplete. And now we are down to likely just 1 more play.
So I really like the decision, Mike. This is a rookie quarterback making more veteran decisions, and I think in his growth process this early on in his career, those are really good signs, because how often do we see these rookies still think they're back in college, they're the best player on the field, and they can make every throw, even if it's not there. You're not going to get away with that consistently in the NFL. Throw it away. Really nice job here by the young quarterback.
So it's a win here in the jungle for the Bengals. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.